Yeah, it was absolutely a win. It just was a fantastic outcome for us. So when we had set out on this journey and we were going to do a carve out, we were going to sell our EBITDA generating piece of the business, and what we ultimately ended up doing was selling the entire thing. And it was definitely not a cookie cutter deal. I think every deal thinks it's unique, and they all are, right? And everybody has their own story. Ours seemed to have a extremely high degree of difficulty, just given the ownership group, given the objectives of what we were trying to accomplish, and the fact that it was a very, very complicated story. Well, what really impressed me about Aethlon was their willingness to dig in, because a lot of times you can see folks that will assume that they have the narrative figured out, or they'll start to jump to conclusions without doing that homework. And we really felt like they were part of the team. They worked very, very hard to understand our story and then portray that to the community. This is a probably fairly typical story that you'll hear, but a lot of times a group of folks will come in and you got 5, 6 folks on a deal team, and they say, hey, we're the ones that want to sell your company, we're the right fit. And then 2 weeks later, 4 of those 6 disappear, and you're left with an analyst and associate. And what I love from the start is that the people that were pitching us were the ones that were working on the deal, right? You're not talking to somebody and then having something get lost in translation or converted outside of earshot, right? They're always there communicating. And so we had a very high degree of comfort because they're in every conversation. I think the big thing that Aethlon did different was just have tremendous patience. We had, like I had alluded to, a very complicated deal. We did have multiple bidders, but we ultimately knew that we had one right buyer, and it was about having the patience to work with that one right buyer. A team like Aethlon can help you have a better result before you even make the decision to sell, because there's so much prep work you can do. There's so much you can do internally within the 4 walls of your business that will make you a better candidate for a buyer to look at. I was so close to the product. I was so close to both the software and the services side of the business that the value in my mind was always higher than potentially what we would ultimately command in the marketplace. But we found somebody that was gonna meet the number and satisfy where we were at. It just was a fantastic outcome for us. So.